Shakia. Got the knowledge, y'all.
Hi guys, my name is Guru Shakia and welcome to my beautiful channel. And there's mosquitoes every fucking where in Florida right now. But today I'm on a roll and I wanted to make a video of why being sexy is so much pressure. So I've kind of touched on this in a lot of my sex-based videos or like celibate videos. But for those of you who don't know by now, that our society basically makes a lot of fucking money on making us feel extremely bad about ourselves and our self-image. And this basically hits home really hard with our sexuality and our sex-based nature and how we look physically. And a lot of times they tell you you need this product in order to look beautiful and to look sexually appealing to the opposite sex or the same sex, with whatever you're into. But basically, they teach us this on a daily 24/7, whether you realize it or not. There's advertising every street corner you go, magazines in the stores, television you watch, the commercials you watch. Every second of the day you're being told that you're not good enough. So there's no coincidence that a lot of people, a majority of our economy and our society period, has low self-esteem, because we live in a consumer-based society where money means everything, especially to the people in power and the hierarchies. And in order to keep structure, they need you to feel bad and they need you dependent upon them so they can make money off of you. And again, since majority of our economy is based on sex and our image on sex, because that is the base, that's like the base functionality of human beings, of humankind, is sex. Like, they can hit you the hardest there because that is our natural instinct, is to mate. And they stimulate that instinct so much so that they stimulate it all the time, to the point where they make you feel like it's uncontrollable. That's why a lot of people have sex too much, or they overdo it with sex, or we're constantly trying to please the opposite sex, because they have blown it so out of proportion. Whereas before, like many animals in our economy, in our societies, have seasons designated to sex. But now human beings have kind of blown it out of proportion and going overboard with it in our society, because we make a lot of money off of it. But this kind of ties into why it's so much pressure. It's because they make us feel so bad about ourselves, and not to mention that they make sex kind of like, we're so hypocritical over sex. So not only do they make a lot of money, they confuse us with it. We don't know where our moral lies half the time, or they confuse us with our worth being tied into sex, or they make us feel good and not so good about it, because when they put money in it or put image problems involved in it, there starts to be a lot of problems with it. And this hits home a lot of times around social media, and you can see this with girls especially. Like, when you spend your time on social media scrolling through timelines all the time, you'll get these 3 types of beauties that they praise, and then you start to feel bad about yourself, and you feel like you have to look like this type of, like, Kim Kardashian or like Janet Jackson or some shit. You feel like you have to look like these celebrities, which everyone isn't designated to look like these 3 types of beauties. But this is where we go wrong. We praise these people and we buy into their products, or we change ourselves for plastic surgery and so forth. But a lot of why there's pressure, this is a lot of why there's pressure in general. And these are points of why there's so much pressure in being sexy, and why you even want to be sexy in the first place. So if you ever feel bad for wanting to look prettier or to be better in your image, don't feel bad, because society tells us every fucking day that we're not good enough. And this is part of the reason why you feel like you have to be sexy or pretty anyways. But like a famous quote I read somewhere is that you're not obligated to look pretty, or if you're a guy, you're not obligated to look handsome or to be a certain way. You are perfect the way you are, and that is what society does not want to tell you, because then they can't make money off of you. And then they can't, if you don't feel bad, you no longer need them, and then you just be doing whatever the fuck you want, which is living life to the fucking fullest without the approval of anyone. But they make us so worried, in a sense, in every single way. Not having a sports car, not having the baddest bitch, not having enough money. So then they strip you of, like, they make you want all these toys, or they make you dependent upon them. So you know, you have to be fucking dependent upon them to spend your monies, or and they can't thrive off of you if everyone feels good about themselves. Then everyone to them can't be a leader. Everyone can't think for themselves. So they trick you. They use trickery in many ways other than just beauty or sex or your image. But it hits home a lot of being sexy these days, especially because social media and with the like pages and how many likes you get. A lot of people's self-esteem is so much so affected that it even leads to suicide. So my thing with that, knowing that now, I could even advise that you spend less time on it if that is something that you would like to do, if that interests you, or to cut it all together. But maybe this is just informative enough to just tell you why being sexy is so much pressure. I just want to touch on that topic, and maybe it struck the interest of someone, or maybe you already knew, or maybe you just want an insight, or this is just my opinion, maybe someone fucking get it, I don't know. But yeah. So me personally, I basically took a hiatus off of social media. I only get on to post, really. I try to keep it to a bare minimum of scrolling, and if I do scroll, I follow only spiritual and insightful people who post quotes most of the time. But I try not to get caught up in comparing myself. Another thing that social media does, and that's a whole nother video why I'm going into social media, but it compares your life to others, especially in a sexy way, as far as like you have to look as beautiful or be as handsome or buff as someone else. But yeah, so be careful with that. But that is why being sexy is so much pressure.